Hello, Wiser Ship family. Welcome back. You already know who it is. This is Eves, your host. But today we're going to talk about food prep on a budget. Where do we start? You don't want to rush to the store and waste your money and on food that's definitely that you're not going to eat. For example, buying food and storing it and not tasting it and see what you like and what you don't like, it's a waste of money. Because if a hurricane happens, lights out and everything, it's in chaos, and you bring out your food that you prep for an emergency and you crack it open, you cook it and it's nasty, guess what? You wasted a couple of $100. And guess what? Just because you're hungry, you probably forcibly eat that food, and guess what? That brings down your morale. And you don't want to be in a stressful environment, in a situation, and eating crappy food. Doesn't make sense. So what we have today is a few examples of where you can start on a budget and really capitalize and spend your money wisely. So let's zoom in and we're going to talk about a few things at a time. I have my cameraman here going to help me out. All right, first thing first, let's just bring these down so you guys can have a visual of what I'm talking about. All right, first thing first, right? MREs. These are lifesavers, but you have to be careful. Where do you find them? Now, if you have family who's in the military, you can get them. All right. You can find these in the surplus stores. Where else? Or your local gun shows that comes into town. And last but not least, you guys probably can really don't have to go anywhere to get these. And it's on Amazon and eBay. Very easy. Now, what you want to be careful of is that you have to be careful because you have military MREs and civilians MREs. Civilian MREs, they don't put too much effort put in making sure that they are well produced from the quality of the food and also the how it's preserved and kept. Now, these bags will hold up in almost any condition. But the main thing that's going to be a problem for these bags is temperature. You don't want to be, in sub-zero freezing temperature, and you don't want it to be 100-something plus degree because that's going to degrade whatever food menu that you have within these MREs. Why should you consider MREs? Well, they have multiple applications, but guess what? It's already been tested in the field, so you know it works. If it can boost the morale and keep the soldiers going in the middle of a stressful emergency and environment, as a civilian, you can make this taste really good. Whereas a soldier in the field don't have the tools necessary to get it to the tasting quality that you want. But besides the point, why should you get these MREs? They're gonna save you a lot of money. Because you can find these in bulk. And the biggest thing you want to consider is expiration date. Even though it might expire, but these will still carry you over a couple of years after expiration date. Expiration date is just for, quality, but yet it still have nutrition value after those years. Now, the other thing you consider too is canned goods, ready to eat canned goods. Why should you consider these, right? The thing is, cheap. These are from Dollar Tree. $1 a can. So what we have here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. And that's just a start. Think about it. You spend $8 on a McDonald's meal. So you can start your meals and start prepping as easy as with $8, right? And of course the prices vary on these MREs, but yet if you don't want to go this route with MREs, definitely consider canned goods. Why should you consider canned goods? They have long shelf life. These are 2 years shelf life. What does this says? 2023. So we in 20, that's 2 years because they're in 2021 right now, time stamping this. But imagine you store these up, right? Figure out which ravioli. This is the first go-to for most people because it's easy. to find your, to find basically. And what you want to do is, you don't want to make this mistake most people make, which is they get these canned goods and store them, but yet they don't taste it. I have people who hate ravioli, but imagine power goes out, hurricane, caused the grid to go down, similar to Louisiana right now. Hurricane Ida touched down and caused a lot of damage. People are without power, and a lot of people are, trying to find a way to eat. And imagine if you prep your food and you will have something to eat. So, what did we learn today? You can easily start your prep on the budget. When you go grocery shopping, set aside $10 and start on your canned goods. Easily as this. This is not a brand name, but instead of going Campbell, you can go this route and probably taste the same as Campbell. And I actually did taste some of this. Of course, everybody's taste bud is different, but for me, these are some of my favorites. Once you start buying canned goods, buy one, taste it. If you like it, store it. If you don't like it, at least you know it's just $1 wasted. It's not a big deal. Versus you buying 20 of these, and when it comes to time for you to eat it, you don't like it, and that's money you wasted. Another thing too, you want to make sure you don't just waste your money on these quick meals, right? You got to make sure you get your protein. This sardine, this is excellent. You get your protein in the grit down scenario after you already eat all your food in your refrigerator and freezer, and these are like the few last thing you want to get to, because first thing they're gonna go bad is what's in your refrigerator, right? And these are the last result or the last line of food before you start going into your garden and really going into other food too. So now let's zoom out real quick, and we're gonna talk about a few things. We want to make sure that you buy the right canned good. As you can see here, you got to have some kind of knife or a can opener, right? And of course, investing in a can opener is no problem. And if you have a decent knife, a full tang knife, and I did a video about this knife review. This is a beautiful knife. It's only $20, and they come with a kit, with a fire starter kit too. So I would definitely recommend. I'll link the video in the description below, or probably one of the time cards. But definitely, a good solid knife can definitely open a can, one of your prep cans, right? Another thing too, you can buy ready to open lids. Easy. You want, in this grid down scenario, stressful environment, you don't want to have time to worry about how you're gonna open your can. And if you can get these that's already ready to open, get them. It'll save you time and stress. You won't stress yourself out. Same thing for your protein pack. Last but not least, you want to have some sort of some sweet, some dessert. For me, canned value fruits, canned fruits, preserved in a can, perfect. For me, I like pineapple, so I went with pineapple. So right now, if something were to happen before I tap in my garden and things that's growing as my backup, because you're gonna consume these first. Well, that'll be the second, right? First is your refrigerator, your freezer. So if you don't have a generator to keep it going, you want to eat those food first, right? If power goes out, or you poop hitting the fence situation, right? The next thing is you start tapping in some of your canned good. You don't want to eat all your canned goods, but the last thing you want to do is make sure that you have some sort of garden. And if you live in an apartment, grow something, tomatoes, beans, whatever you can grow. So you have a way to replenish the things that you have. So I'm gonna stop this video here. This is just something basic, something you can start from. Canned goods, MREs, last but not least, dry freeze good. I don't have any out today, but I'll definitely make a separate video. Dry freeze good versus MREs. But today I just wanted to make this video to encourage others, especially if you live, in the south part of America, southeast of America, we encounter hurricanes in Florida. We get hit a lot, so we prep for that. We ready, and we know when hurricane season, we ready. And if you don't, please consider this. This is a $8 prep. You can start if you have not started prepping for your food. And of course, we'll talk about different, from security to first aid, medical, and everything like that. But I just wanted to make sure that you understand that it's important, because if you don't prep, you'll find yourself in tough situations. And like I was saying, you live in a state where you're going to get hit with tropical storms and hurricanes. You have to make sure you have your stuff and your prep in order. Now, the people in Louisiana, they got hit with Hurricane Ida, and they are going through it. Now, last thing I want you to do for me, Wiser Shifters, in the comment below, tell me, what would you add to this for a starter prep on the budget? What would you add to this and why? Of course, the necessities. You will need water, of course, and some form of kindling and protection. But I'm talking about food on the budget, something that you can go and grab right now and add to this list. This is just canned goods. What canned goods do you would definitely add to this, and what MRE meal menu would you add to this also? All right. It's really hot out here in the garden, so I'm gonna end this video here. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget, I'm gonna end you with this scripture, James 4:7. It says, submit yourself therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So strengthen your spirit. Remember, we're focused on the mind, body, and soul. Wiser Shifters, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.